Hey guys, gonna try to do a quick video on the scrim here. We're just focusing on Rialto for today. I really like how everyone's on the same page. Everyone's pushing forward hard. You guys are focusing the front line very well. And you also have really good aggression. There was a death, but we're not worried about it because of the res. And also because of the spawn advantage. You guys are holding a good 6. Good 6 stack. Good trading off front line with tanks. Good pushing forward. They received you, you just annihilate them. With the fight already won, it may have been best to hold off on using the grav. Nice split with the healer push. Just don't go too deep. So I'll start slowing it down here. You can see we're trying to get some off angles. We got the DPS around the Rhine. The shield wasn't up, so we had we'll go back and watch that. Resting in the shield up, turn the corner. So they have a defensive setup. They're getting 6 in the back. Donkey is pushed forward. Our barrier is destroyed, so right now we should be retreating and resting until that barrier gets full or we need to fight. It's okay to rest more to get that barrier all the way up. I saw it a little cracked. We can barrier here and just block all of the sludge in the front line. And I'll pause it here. We have the split DPS means that they're not going to be able to be in the front with the tanks. If you guys were with the tanks, Sways, you could have faded forward with Donkey. Pawn, you could have rolled forward with Rhine or rolled to the left. This is where things began to go quick play from this point on. And so a lot of people just played off angles and tried to do things like that instead of sticking to what worked and on the first stretch, which was simply just being with your Rhine, being in that front line. Getting those stuns in over the shield and things like that, just to win those Rhine duels while you have a barrier in front of your face. You can see the split here. There's only 2 people in position, maybe McCree as well, Pawn, to capitalize on this, and this is their window. So let's go forward a little bit. You'll get to see we do get a windowed fire strike, but it hits the ground. It would have killed the 2 in the back had that went through.
Draw.
And we do get a quick draw as well, or a quick high noon. But we lose pawn to the fire strike. And then from here we're split. And so now the only people left are Donkey and Sways. I think we lost Mercy, was that right, to a res? I missed it, actually. I'm gonna watch the healers this round. No, to fire. And then Neon 2 just on that corner getting pressured. So at this point, it's good to die, which is good. They got you. Just get a quick rally. We'll go through. So they don't have anyone that can one-shot you guys. So barrier across the bridge is all right, but not necessary. If it's better to go faster, go faster. So right here, you guys are in another engagement. There was a little bit of a spread. The barrier broke. It may have been a little... They did a wombo combo on you guys. But it's okay to be defensive if that barrier breaks, especially with your other tank there with Donkey. Donkey will allow you to regain your barrier and your team can hold them off from the choke. You guys can line of sight here, or even over here, and let them try to push in. When they push in, you just hit them with your hammer, and then you have Reaper as well and Pawn, who are beautiful duelists close range. So if they turn that corner, they get stunned, there's nothing they can do, they get a shotgun in the face, and a fan the hammer from McCree. So abuse that power that you guys have in close range. The only thing that really would have saved them for counterplay would have been Diva's Matrix, and then maybe even a, whatchamacallit, a lamp. So let's do the rally again. We are strung out. We're doing a little bit of a limbo line. There we go. So we'll go in again. Watch it from your side. This is the same path. So I'll pause it here. We're at half health on the tank. Our Mercy's not healing just yet. So Kazoo, gotta get some healing going. Neon's healing too, but he's about to get hit in the face. Basically, right here, this is barrier time. This is defensive time. Get your health back up. Let's go ahead and take a look at your barrier. Hold on, pause it. I can't tell. Oh yeah, no, it's high health. So you have way more barrier than you have health. So let's go ahead and pop the barrier, play defensive, stay out of hammer range, and give your DPS some time to get in there and make some plays based on the range, based on the space that you gave them, or that you created for them by getting close, just outside of hammer range, which would be like right here. Right here, it's within flash range from your McCree. So McCree, just a few steps forward, Pawn, and you would have been good. You could maybe even save Ryan in this aggressive push that they're doing. Same for Sways. Sways, if you see it justified, get in here, play this corner, get some headshots in. Or you can play this corner. You can be right up against Ryan, shooting through his body. So we'll keep going. Lose TS. The die doesn't get stunned out until a little bit. Rolling back, falling back. We lost our front line. Their Ryan's in the back. And at this point, we're low health and surrounded. Kazoo, man, get your healing going. We do commit with an ult. Let me speed it up. And the res and the ult, I believe, is what allows us to turn this around. So it could be a little bit on the side of luck. You guys do get it, but it was not clean. And it cost an ult. And you could use this ult right here. But get caught out. We'll watch that again. And so right now you guys don't have spawn advantage. You've pushed far enough. There's been enough trickle where people are still trying to catch up. So now it is 3, almost 4 v5. And you're going to have a turret too. So you'll have to contend with that. Shields up. It's time to back up. That is dangerous. You don't want to ride that into a 5-man stack. Back it up, retreat, regroup. Otherwise that happens. So now it's a 4v6 or 4v5. They're trying to get the stagger. So he committed with a hammer down. They only got one. But since you guys have a Mercy, they didn't get anybody. And you guys basically traded a res for a hammer down. That's good. There may have been some miscommunication. There's a split there. and they figure out, they just look in the window and they're like, oh, they're flanking, and so they go around. You guys are already fighting the corner, and you push. So a push, but we start strafing. We're indecisive, we're holding our position, and they just burned an ult. They burned a defensive, hold the ground, hold the area ult. Which means if you simply step backwards, you win. So I know you guys jump, and it splits the crew. There are people who backed up, there are people who went forward. Ryan immediately dies, Kazoo goes for the res, Donkey dies. It's just a lot of frontline pressure with that Reaper-Ryan combo. And again, we're split in the back. So we have Sway's defensive. We have McCree, or Pawn defensive. And there's a whole backline back here that could be abused. And even here, if you had jumped down with Ryan, you would have had a barrier to possibly do some work. With Sway's maybe able to back you guys up. So he would have had to have committed to. He would have had to come in to get those close range, high damage, high risk, high reward kills, and then retreat back to Ryan. So it didn't go too well for that one, mainly because of the split and the dive into lava, which is a hard call to make in the heat of things. But just know if there is something that goes down that is territorial, like Symmetra's barrier, Torbjorn's big sheet, or what's it called, the lava stuff, anything like that, you guys can just back up, hold your ground, be together, get in a position that's advantageous to you that negates the ult, if you're able to, and which you guys were able to. You guys still have time. So we'll see how this goes. They're being aggressive. One thing I will say too during all of that, I'll speed it up to normal speed. So we know this is a lost fight. We know we don't have spawn advantage. Or maybe we don't know that, but we know it's a lost fight. And so in running like this and trying to survive and trying to get there, or get back to the team instead of just dying, we ended up losing more time. It would have been better to suicide. So keep that in mind if you guys do get split and get killed at different times. Make that decision. Your only choice is not to run, is not to duel, not to carry, it is to suicide. Regroup and get in there and do it again. So right now, this push, you guys have AoE heals. You guys have a really good direct heal from Mercy, and you have a really good AoE heal from Baptiste. So this right here, I'll slow it down just so you guys can see the time ticking away. They have no sniper. They have no one-shot. They have nothing that can stop you guys. Don't worry about the barrier. Go. They're just chip damage. It's just ult for your Mercy and ult for your healers. And don't hesitate. Turn that corner with Ryan. You should be right here. Turn with him. Look at that. There's a stun on the D.Va, followed with a McCree fan, followed by a Reaper shot to the head. D.Va's right there ready to be wrecked. You just have to do it. And not when the barrier breaks. So we got a split. Their Ryan has all of you on a ball. So does TS. You guys had a good save. The issue is that their Ryan's fallen back. TS is too deep. So he's in. He's committed. We're split again. So we negated both hammer downs, essentially minus TS dying. What Reinhardt did, you guys undid with the res and the heals. And I'm not sure if there was a lamp. But what the difference was is that their Rein's fallen back. TS is too deep. So he's in. He's committed. We're split again. So we negated both hammer downs, essentially minus TS dying. We what Reinhardt did, you guys undid with the res and the heals. And I'm not sure if there was a lamp. But their Rhine retreated to regroup for the 6 stack, and the lamp saved everybody from TS. And then TS died just because of the stun and trying to get down and stuff like that. So we'll continue. Sways is committing. We don't have anything to back him up, really. There may have been an opportunity for bubble, for window, for anything like that, to go on to Sways for the play make. However, they also had their Diva back, or Diva up. She never died, which means Diva counters Sways until her Matrix is spent, along with their the double AoE heals. So they have double AoE heals, the AoE damage, and damage block to allow for that healing. So even with Sways alive, I'm not sure the ultimate would have made the play. And we are split from the Rhine charge. You guys are flanked by a turret, and I think at this point it's a little bit GG. Six v 2. You guys played your hardest there, but I think we might be out of time.
10 seconds remaining.
So go in, trying to get that touch. Really, really, really good start to that match.
0 to 1. Switching.
I'll pause the video here and start it up on the next one because I think there's a
Ready for
big delay.